All right, Matt, want to get you an update video on Artemis. Show you how she's doing, show what's going on with the next phase of her training. Um, Finally warming up, green outside. Can get outside and have some fun, get going on our training, start taking it to the next step. I do want to give a little kind of a progress report of where we are at this point. Um, Artemis, as you can see, has got plenty of pep. Um, she's doing fine with her training. I'm happy with her progress. I don't know if we're going to make it by that 4-month mark. We're going to try to be ready by the beginning of June, but it's still too early to tell. The next few weeks will really be a big determining factor on whether or not we're going to be ready. So just I'm kind of got my eyeball on that, but I just we're gonna have to see. But anyway, what I'm working on today is I want to show you how we're gonna get going with the e-collar work. So lots of people ask me what we use, how we use it. I wanted this video to be kind of an update video, but also a little bit of sort of instructional how I use it and what we've been doing with it. So I am using a Tritronics Garmin collar. This is the Pro 550 model. I don't know that it's necessarily the one you would have to use. I like it because it has what I call the tube style transmitter. It fits well in my hand, and I'm used to where the buttons are. It works well for me. The only things that I really look for in an e-collar is I want one that has obviously waterproof, has stimulation levels, has vibrate, and has tone. This one can do has a light you can turn on, has momentary continuous stem, a few extra features that aren't maybe required. I like it, but I don't know that it's the end all be all. Now, what I make sure that we do every time I get out our collar is I want to test it. So I put it on vibrate to make sure it's vibrating. And right there, when I push the button, I can feel it shaking. And when I put it on to electronic stim, I want to put it on my body and stimulate myself and make sure that it feels like we're going through where we want it. Now, most dogs on this collar operate on a 2 out of 7. And what I mean is 1 is the lowest, then 2, then on up to 7. Very rarely do we need to use high stem levels. And I think with Artemis in particular, hey, come here, baby. I do not think we will need to use high stem levels. She is not a dog that we need, that I think that takes much correction. She is pretty much a pretty good team player, so I don't think we're going to need to be using the high stem on her. And so this one uses 1 through 7 plus vibrate. So vibrate is lower than 1. And then within each number, there's a low, medium, and high. So technically there's 21 levels of stem. It allows you to really fine tune a correction. Most dogs that I work with, unless they're just really, intense, usually a 2 is where we're at. So we start with a 2 and then we see if a dog needs to go up or down, but usually that's where they are. So it's important that when we are using the e-collar, we remember, and you can see how she's immediately gotten into work mode here. She's not jumping around like a yahoo. Once we get going with the e-collar, it's important to note that the e-collar does not teach the dog anything new. It is not about teaching. It is about reinforcing at a distance. That's the point of the e-collar, is to be able to get the dog to recognize a command even at a distance. Very often, dogs, especially with the here command, when they are 75 yards away from you and you yell here at the dog, when they have that physical distance between you, they go, maybe. But if you had a 75-yard long leash and you said here and pulled on the leash, they would come every time. That is the purpose of the e-collar, is to be a 1 mile long, this one has a 1 mile range, a mile long leash that is waterproof and never gets tangled. That's the point. So it's a very effective tool. I do not use it to punish the dog. I do not use it to harm the dog. We simply want to use it to condition the dog to respond to us at a distance, because dogs are very sensitive to where distances are. So here's how this works. What I'm going to do is, she's really only had it on once or twice, so I was pretty pleased how quickly she got into the mode there. Um, um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same on-lead obedience things we've been doing since she was a puppy, but now every time I say here, I am going to nick her with the collar. Now, you just saw me put it on myself, and I did not flinch when I shocked myself. If I put it on myself and it shocks and I do that, then it's probably too much. We don't want it to be that way. Basically, the way that what I'm looking for when I feel the stem on me to know that it's right is about the feeling that you get. This sounds kind of weird, but if you've ever licked a 9-volt battery, that's the kind of tingle that you want. It's enough that kind of like, woo, you can feel it, but it should not be pain. We're not trying to hurt the dog. Um, very rarely does a high level of stim is it ever needed, and even less likely is it going to actually help anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some heel, and every time I say the word here, I'm going to apply stim. So here's how it works. Artemis, hey, good, heel, good, good girl, good girl. Artemis, here, heel, sit, good girl, heel. Artemis, here, 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 sit. There I gave a couple different nicks because she didn't quite respond quickly. So each time I'm repeating the command, I'm repeating the nick. The idea is we want her to beat the pressure. We want her to anticipate that e-collar pressure and get to me before I have the chance to nick her. That's the point. Later on, we'll get to where we'll say the first one's free. So I say here, and if she comes, she doesn't get nicked. If she doesn't come on the first one, then she's going to get nicked on the second one. So we're teaching her, get over here right away. That's the point. So no dilly-dallying, as they used to say. Good. Heel. Heel. Good girl. Artemis, here, here, here. Good. Heel. Good. Girl, heel. There must be something that smells good there. Here, 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 here. Good. There's a great example of conditioning. She was definitely feeling the e-collar there and was slowing down, like, why are we doing this? Again, this is the beginning of e-collar conditioning. But you can see how stoic she is now. I really got her attention. And again, we don't want to hear the dog yelp. We don't want to hear her cry. But that is an obvious response where she was like, wait a minute. And that's actually a good thing because there she was processing, why am I feeling this? Which is what we want. All right, good. Heel. Good girl. Good. Artemis, here, 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 here. There we go. That was the response I was looking for. Heel. Sit. There she was like, wait, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And then she's like, oh, maybe I should go. And as soon as she picked up the pace, we immediately take off the pressure. So what we're doing is we're teaching her, come to me, and the pressure stops. And again, we see she has a response where she's right next to me, exactly where she knows she's supposed to be, very stoic. Very good girl. Good. Good girl. Now we're going to do one session of here without applying any stem. Good girl. Come on. And instead, I'm going to use a tone. Good girl. Good. Here. Nope. Come on. Heel. Right here. Right here. Good. Sit. Good girl. Good. Heel. Here. Here. Good. Heel. Nope. Good. Sit. Okay. Right now, what she's doing is she is leaning into me. She's trying to lean into me. This is a sign of submission. a sign of her saying, you're the boss, you're the boss. And when she was trying to like get behind me, those are all submissive moves. So what I'm doing to counteract this, I'm leaning back against her. One, this helps reassure her because we don't want her to not feel afraid. We don't want her upset, but we also want her to understand, yes, I know I'm the boss, so I am in control of her. And here, now she's kind of like, okay, we have sort of handled this. We're feeling better. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see her with her head bowed down. I don't want to see her with her shoulders tucked. That's a sign that we've applied too much pressure, that we've gone too far. All right. So I think we're off to a good start with this. What we need to do now is we need to tell Artemis that we are finished with our session. So I'm going to take off the leash here, and we say, all right, good girl, all done, good girl. Yeah, oh boy, all right, all done. So, all in all, I'm really happy with Artemis's progress. Can you sit? Sit. She is a wonderful dog. She loves to retrieve. She's got great drive. I think she's going to be a great dog. And I think we're getting her built the right way. So I'm very optimistic about how she's going to turn out. I think she's going to be a really nice one. So anyway, good start.